Ha, nice try. So back to the topic at hand. Would we want a modern-day official Call of Duty multiplayer remastered? Would that be something that you think would fly, like something, well, I mean, it obviously would fly, like, financially and everything with, like, the casual fan base, but do you think from, like, a general long-term health perspective, do you think that would still, like, fly? Do you think that would still be good? And, like, while you're giving your answers in the chat, I'll give my answer. Wait, just a general COD remaster. So, like, if, say, World at War were to get remastered, if Modern Warfare 3 2011 were to get remastered, if Black Ops 2, like, if an official Call of Duty remaster were to be released today, do you think, like, that would do well, like, long-term and everything? So just generally, not, like, a specific kind of remaster, just any. And the reason why I bring this topic up is because with H2M being released and, like, the shutdown that happened as a result and everything, that started a discussion of just remasters in general. Oh, like if they did a Master Chief collection of them. Yeah, like if they did a Master Chief kind of like multi-remaster, or even if they only remastered a single COD title, because they've done remasters before. Yeah, they've done like re-releases and everything. Like in particular on the remaster note with Modern Warfare Remastered, when the Infinite Warfare MWR bundle and everything. Yeah. So here's my answer. I would say that even though a Call of Duty remaster would probably, like, do very well financially today, like, for Activision, it would be a license to print more money, essentially. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that financially, it would do really well. In terms of, like, general feedback and everything, and, like, keeping the Call of Duty crowd as a whole happy, I would say no. And the reason why I say that is because at least when I think, I can't like claim to speak on behalf of everyone else here, but when I think of a Call of Duty remaster, like in particular Black Ops 2, in my case, with Black Ops 2 being my personal favorite Call of Duty game of all time. But the reason why I say no is because it would not stay true, like the remaster would not stay 100% true and faithful to the original. And the reason why I say that they wouldn't stay 100% true and faithful to the remaster is we can take a look at Modern Warfare Remastered. So for anyone not in the loop about what happened with Modern Warfare Remastered, I'll give the summary version of it here, or at least I'll try to give the summary version of it here. Depends on how long I end up rambling on for, channeling my inner Rambly the raccoon. During the lead up to Infinite Warfare, that being the Call of Duty game of 2016, that 2016 was a pretty damaging year for Call of Duty because the building sci-fi fatigue for the settings for the previous COD games up until that point had reached a boiling point, because we had Black Ops 2, which was set in at the time the near future of 2025, although 2025 is next year. Oh god, that's a little scary to think about. But then we had Ghost, which I can see it both. I can see it both ways as to whether like someone would call Ghosts like futuristic or not, because it's very heavily based in like modern day settings with like slightly futuristic elements here and there and everything. We had 2012 was Black Ops 2, 2013 was Ghost, which was like kind of futuristic but not really. Like if you want to count that as like an intermission period. If you want to count that as like an intermission period between when you when the futuristic stuff like resumes and everything, that's like I can totally see that. But then we had 2014 with Infinite Warfare, or not 2014 with Infinite Warfare, that's 2016. 2014 Advanced Warfare, excuse me, with the futuristic setting, the jetpacks, the exosuits, the laser weapons, and things like that. Then we had 2015's Black Ops 3, which was also set in the future with like the exosuits, the wall running as well, taking inspiration from like Titanfall, for instance, at that time. So at this point, the fan base was experiencing a lot of sci-fi fatigue. So people were saying, okay, here's hoping that 2016's Call of Duty is something literally anything other than it being set even further into the future. Lo and behold, Infinite Warfare is revealed in 2016, and it becomes the second most disliked YouTube video at the time in general. Like, not even within the gaming category, just in general. At that time. Nowadays, Infinite Warfare is at like the 20-somethingth, I want to say, in terms of like the most disliked YouTube videos list, at least according to Wikipedia, I think. And at the time in 2016, the #1 most disliked song was Justin Bieber's "Baby," I think it was. Nowadays, though, the #1 most disliked video is a 2018 YouTube Rewind. But at the time, there, like, Infinite Warfare was getting heavily, like, disliked on YouTube and everything. There were, like, bunches of memes being made out of it, and all of this and that. So, you know, seeing the huge amount of backlash at the time that, like, the franchise was getting, because I don't think quite that amount of concentrated backlash had ever been given to the Call of Duty player base at that point in time before. So Activision and the investors, you know, and everything were scared. They were like, oh shit, are we gonna still make our money this year? Are we still gonna actually be able to do this and whatnot? Are we still going to make, you know, record profits and everything? We need to sustain our infinite growth. We can't ever have a down year. We need to sustain our infinite growth. What are we going to do? So Activision says, fuck it, release Modern Warfare Remastered. But at the time, Modern Warfare Remastered, like, nowadays you can get Modern Warfare Remastered as its own separate thing. But back then, up until June of 2017, I want to say it was, like, June or July, I want to say, of the following year, was you could only get Modern Warfare Remastered if you got the, what was it, the Digital Deluxe Edition of Infinite Warfare. Like, basically, you had to get Infinite Warfare if you wanted to have Modern Warfare Remastered. So they had to, they basically, like, strong-armed everyone into still buying Infinite Warfare so that, like, the record profits and everything could still be made that year. So Modern Warfare Remastered releases, and, like, for the first month or so, I think it was, I forget off the top of my head the exact timeline, but for a good bit, Modern Warfare Remastered stayed 100% true to the source material, that being COD 4 Modern Warfare. All of the original weapons, all of the perks, all of the, like, the basic kill streaks and everything. There were no, like, DLC weapons or skins or whatever, like, 100% true to the source material. That is until the, the Supply Depot, I think it was officially called, but basically supply drops were added to Modern Warfare Remastered because supply drops were the big monetization method at that time. This would be right before the big loot box controversy that Battlefront 2 2017, and to a lesser extent, Need for Speed Payback as well, but most people think of 2017 Battlefront 2 when they think of the loot box controversy and everything. But, So supply drops were added into the game and everything, and, like, while they did contain, like, cosmetic things like character skins and like different skin weapons or different skins for weapons, excuse me, like, they just changed the look, but they didn't change the actual performance. These weren't like the variants of Infinite Warfare / Advanced Warfare where you could get statistically better guns and everything. Your Bal Obsidian Steeds and your ASM-1 Speakeasies and everything like that. Thankfully, there wasn't anything of that nature in there. But eventually, you know, whole new weapons were added as well. Now, thankfully, the weapons weren't, like, too crazy or anything like that, from what I remember, at least. So it wasn't anything, like, super game-breaking. But, like, looking back on it in hindsight, that proves that Activision is absolutely willing to not stay faithful to a remaster so they can inject the latest business practice of the time. So in terms of just a pure, like staying true to the source material aspect, we know for a fact that if, like, Modern Warfare 3 2011 were to be remastered, if World at War were to be remastered, if Black Ops 2, in my personal case, Black Ops 2, again, being my personal favorite COD, if in any case, you know, that was going to, hello. If that were to ever be officially released, it would have a battle pass, it would have, like, a bunch of, like, cosmetics, there would be new weapons and everything as well. Like, it would not stay 100% true to the source material, just because of the fact that if Activision did stay true to the source material without there being battle passes and everything like that, they would be losing out on a lot of money and everything, which, I mean, you know, it sucks, but from a business perspective, it's like, you know? So we already know that they would not stay 100% true to the source material for that. And, I mean, I guess it wouldn't, like, if they took the Modern Warfare Remastered approach of, like, you know, just sticking with, like, the cosmetic stuff, like different weapon skins and everything, then I would be all right with that, because the weapon skins, you know, and everything in Modern Warfare Remastered, looking back on them, were actually kind of cool, like, I will say. Those were, like, things that I could see myself going for if I had been regularly playing Call of Duty, like, at that time. So, like, from the personal business practice and, like, or from the business practice, rather, it would just be, like, it would not stay true to the source source material. And like, and I'm not gonna harp on it long because everyone in the Call of Duty everyone in the Call of Duty space has talked about this to death. I'm not gonna harp on it, you know, just because if you do want to look for a more deeper like explanation as to what's happening behind the matchmaking scene, you can look that up. I'm only gonna keep it brief here just because of how many times it's been regurgitated and whatnot. But Activision would include the their manipulative, skill-based engagement optimized matchmaking in the casual non-raid playlists. And I do not want to spend my one good game of the day on Black Ops 2 Remastered and then have to treat Black Ops 2 Remastered as if it were a COD Nationals like tournament and whatnot, an MLG game, all when I'm just trying to get attachments for my M27 or I'm trying to get gold camo for my MP7 or something like that. But I'll leave that there. So yeah, like between the monetization practices and the fact that the matchmaking system would not be my cup of tea personally, I just don't see myself actively wishing for a Call of Duty remaster nowadays. Oh, there you are. What's crazy though is like just even like a couple months ago, like I had been actively wanting like a Black Ops 2 remaster, for instance, and I'm thinking to myself, back then I was thinking to myself like, oh shoot, you know, we are approaching 2025, so we could get like a remaster is like a possibility. But, you know, the more that I think about it, the more that, one, I wouldn't want a remaster to begin with for the reasons I stated, you know, before, and two, Activision does not want to split the player base between multiple Call of Duty titles again, because when Modern Warfare Remastered released, it absolutely did split the player base between that game and Infinite Warfare, and Activision does not want to have another situation where the player base is fragmented and split up again if they can help it. So, you know, just for that reason alone, they probably are like not like super quick to want to get a remaster out the door there. So yeah, like unofficial remasters though, like for example H2M for instance here, I am absolutely all for that. I am still absolutely like, oh shit, let's fucking go, this is gonna be hype and everything like that. Like that because I know that like people who make unofficial mods like these are doing these for the community and not to maximize profit. But yeah, that's my personal case on the whole Call of Duty remaster thing as to like why I personally wouldn't, like, I don't see myself like even if there was an official remaster, I personally don't see myself buying it. But you know, all the more power to people like who enjoy Call of Duty in this day and age. It's not meant to be like a, oh, you enjoy COD, and everything like that.